Okay, Verla, here's my last ditch effort to get this project turned in. I have been having a lot of technical difficulties. It won't let me upload, it won't let me email, it won't let me share to Google Docs or OneDrive. So here's proof that I do have a project. I sent it over in a link from YouTube. Hopefully this works. Home Accessibility Project, Sean Moore, SPTA, KVCC. Here's the exterior modifications. This is the outside portion of the house, followed by the projected plan of the ramp to the driveway. It's a total of 36 feet from the house to the driveway. A P stands for platform. That's a 5x5 platform. Uppercase R stands for an 8-foot ramp. Lowercase r stands for a 6-foot ramp, which will be used at the end. The total price for everything is here as follows. I will hold this here for a couple of seconds so that you can review it, or you can hit pause and review it. Everything was purchased from HomeDepot.com website. No labor costs were involved because a relative of the hypothetical patient is a carpenter and a handyman. Here is the video of the entrance assessment.
Okay, so this is an assessment of the entrance. The first thing we're going to measure is the exterior door that leads inside, including the width of the door itself. This comes to 34 1/4 inch, so the wheelchair can come through the door no problem. The two things that are concerning is there's the corner here that leads down to the basement meeting the countertop, and the corner of the stove meeting the countertop. Okay, the distance here is 34.5 inches, but that is a pretty sharp turn. And then the stove to the counter is 25 inches, so the wheelchair definitely can't fit through here, and this is an awful sharp turn here. So the first modification that we want to make for the assessment of the entry is to open this up further, okay? When we modify the kitchen more, I'll explain in detail on how we're going to do that. The benefit of this is that the handyman is a relative of the patient, and he's going to do a lot of modifications such as this and the one in the kitchen free of labor. So we don't have to worry about labor. And because he's a carpenter and he has a lot of scrap wood, he's going to be able to patch a lot of this up with scrap wood. So we want to open this up at least 5 more inches. And we want to shift this down 5 more inches. Like I said, the next slide with the kitchen will go into detail with that. Okay, so this.
Here is the kitchen video.
Okay, now we will assess the kitchen. First off, we are going to talk about the things that are directly going to affect the entrance to the house. First things first is this non-load-bearing wall. Okay, this juts out from the wall about 36 inches. Okay, the big problem, this is a dual problem for us. One, it takes up 5 inches in width that we want to be able to shift everything down further, stove and fridge. And then at the same time, from the wall to the counter is not 60 inches. I believe it's 54 and a half. So we want to be able to have 60 inches so the person can do a complete turn. So I did measure from the fridge handle to the countertop, and that is exactly 60 inches. It'll be a little tight, but it still meets the specs, okay? So removing this non-load-bearing wall will allow us to shift the fridge and the stove down further enough for the person to be able to enter. The other thing about the fridge and the stove is that this fridge is an over-under fridge, and we want a side-by-side fridge. The following slide shows you the one that I picked out from HomeDepot.com. This stove is 36 inches high. Double check. Yep, the top of this is 36 inches high. That's a little bit high. I decided to pick out a 30-inch high stove with knobs on the front, so they're not on the back, so the person can access the stovetop knobs. The other thing of concern with the kitchen is the countertops. The countertops are 36 inches high. We do want to bring them down to at least 34. I talked to the handyman, and he said that we can take the countertops off, shave down the cabinet, and then put the same countertops back on. That saves us material. Once again, it's the same handyman that's going to do all this work, so we don't have to pay for labor. The sink is okay. It is not too deep. It is 6 inches deep by 10. So it's not something outside of specs, so the sink can stay. Other than that, the kitchen is a go. So the wall, replacement fridge, replacement stove, bring the countertops down.
Here is the projected replacement fridge side by side so that the person can access both a refrigerator and a freezer, and then a stove that is only 30 inches high that has knobs in the front so the person can access that. Appliances were purchased from homedepot.com. Specs and prices are in the top right. I'll wait a second so that you can look at it and then pause it if you need to. And this is the living room. Next, we have the assessment of the living room. Now, the kitchen is what we're standing in right now, and we can enter straight into the living room. So the entrance from the kitchen to the living room is, 48 inches. Okay, that's plenty of room for somebody to access the living room in a wheelchair. The floor is flush to each other. There's no lip. There's a small metal strip that goes across that attaches the linoleum floor to the short carpet. This is not a large, long carpet. It's a short carpet, so it's something that a wheelchair can go over relatively easy. This is a very open living room from wall to wall. We have about, we're looking at, I believe, 18 feet. We're at 15 feet from wall to wall. One of the biggest changes we would want to make is the furniture. The coffee table in the room, as well as the dog in the way, would need to be moved. There's 2 couches that are accessible. I believe they're only about 24 inches high. So somebody would be able to use a slide board to go from their wheelchair to the couch so that they could enjoy everyday living in the living room. So there's no expenses, no real changes on the living room. As you can see, the living room is currently under renovation, so new paint will always be nice. And this is the hallway. Okay, now is the assessment of the hallway. First, we'll address each door. This door is the patient's roommate's door. He has no reason to go in there. This is the bathroom door. This is the closet door. And this is a general storage. There's a small closet in here. This will directly affect the modifications of the bathroom, which will be on later slides. So first, living room. It's a hallway. This is 34 1/4 inch. That's a little bit tight. This is not a completely load-bearing wall. There are studs further on down. So we could actually open this doorway up more. That would add 4.5 inches on that side, and then another 3.5 inches on that side, which would give us well over 40 inches of clearance here. From wall to wall here, we're at about 48 inches, I believe. 44 inches. So opening up this another 4 inches will allow the person in the wheelchair to turn into the hallway so that we can access the bathroom and then access the bedroom, which is directly behind the camera. Right. This is the bathroom. So now we have the assessment of the bathroom. The reason why we're taking this point of view is because we're going to modify this whole wall here. So, as you can see by looking into the bathroom, it's a very tight space. The doorway is approximately, including the door itself, is approximately 28 inches. Yep, 28.5. It's pretty tight getting in. We want to be able to open that up to at least 34. The following slide will show you the door that I've picked out. The bathroom itself, from wall to wall, is 60 inches. Obviously, that's extremely tight. That's not including the sink to wall. Sink to wall is 36 inches. So this is all very tight. I talked to the handyman. His name's Ken. He's my honorary grandfather. And what we talked about was opening this up completely down to the roommate's wall. This is a storage that is not in use. There's nothing in it. It's a small shelf space. So there's really nothing behind this wall here. So we can completely renovate this out. Add in the new door. This sink is accessible by somebody in a wheelchair. The toilet is as well. The one thing that we're going to change is the shower. That's not accessible
So we have a shower kit with a seat that's handicap accessible with a removable shower head, grab bars that the person will be able to use to transfer themselves from their chair to the toilet and then to the shower. And then the important thing is a bench between the toilet and the shower, so they're not completely hopping from toilet to shower. So we have he's going to be able to build a bench between the toilet and the shower. Like I said, it is really tight in here. From sink to toilet's 8 inches, and then from toilet to shower, it's 8. So a total of 16 inches between the sink and the shower. So renovating that out is going to add. That's going to add, opening that wall up further is going to add 55 inches this way, adding a 34-inch door so that the door can open all the way up and so that the person in the wheelchair can completely enter. Will make the bathroom more accessible. So the kitchen and the bathroom really need to be renovated, need the most modifications. Other than that, labor is free, as with everything else, so we're all set there. The following slide will show you that the pieces that I picked out and the prices that it will cost.
All right, here's the bathroom prices. Grab bar for the individual to use to move from chair to toilet, and then they'll have one from toilet to shower, a handicap accessible shower with a removable head, and then the door I chose that would access the bathroom. Prices are here as follow. Once again, purchased from the Home Depot website. You can hit pause. I'll wait here for a second so you can quickly review everything. This is the bedroom assessment.
Okay, so now we have the assessment of the bedroom. So first things first with the bedroom. The doorway right here is 28 1/4, just like the bathroom. So the biggest renovation that we want to do is open up the wall right here. It's hard for you to see with this camera angle, but the wall right here, we can bring that over 6 more inches and add a 30-inch door. The following slide shows that. The other things that we need about the bedroom is this bed is on a bed and a frame, a bed and a box frame. So we want to add a frame because this is only 16 inches high. That's really low for somebody to go from bed to chair or chair to bed with just a sliding board. So adding a bed frame will bring this up 7 inches, which is more accessible and more safe. The other thing that we want to add is the nightstand, which we have, which is actually what the camera is sitting on right now because I don't have a tripod. So the nightstand we already have, that's for free. We will want to add a bedside lamp, as well as a bedside commode. The following slides show both of those. As far as alterations go for the bedroom, the closet is too small, too tight for somebody in a wheelchair to access. I spoke with the handyman about building shelves that are reasonable on the wall right here. Just 2 sets of shelves so that the clothes can be placed there. He said that would be easy, and he has plenty of scrap wood to do that. The other thing that we want to do is change the furniture. Okay, the light switch, real quick, the light switch is dictated by the wall, and that's not too high. That is 40 inches. The other thing that we're going to want to do is after we put the bed on a bed frame, we're going to turn it 90 degrees. Reason being is the bed width is 59 inches, I believe. 59 inches, and the bed length is 75. So if we turn this 90 degrees, that's going to give us 16 more inches from wall to bed. And I believe that from wall to bed here is not 60 inches. Yeah, so it's 57. So adding that extra 16 inches gives us a little over 70 inches from wall to bed of turn space. As well as the only outlet is on the wall right here, as you can see. And if we turn the bed 90 degrees, then we will be able, so 59 inches from this wall is right here on this seam of the paneling, which puts us about 2 inches from the outlet, which is a safe distance for the nightstand to be, with the lamp, with a phone to be charging, and then as well as a commode to be right there too. So just to recap on the bedroom, the biggest renovation that we want to do is open the door up further. put a 34-inch door in, and then we'll build shelves for clothing.
Here are the bedroom prices: the bed frame, lamp, bedside commode, and door. And just to wrap it up, I did a little bit of a conclusion video real quick.
Okay, this quick video is just to kind of conclude everything and wrap it up, and maybe touch on a few things that other videos didn't touch on. Like light switches and doorknobs. All the doorknobs in the house are 35 inches from the floor. That is accessible for somebody in a wheelchair. All the light switches are 44.25 inch from the floor. I know, as you saw, some of the lights were all on the ceiling, or they're ceiling fans. They're all dictated by a light switch on the wall. That's 44 inches from the floor. So grand total, the pricing is a lot. I would say that this house really isn't ideal for somebody in a wheelchair. Luckily for this hypothetical situation, it's me in the wheelchair, and the handyman is actually a real person who I use to do work on my house, who is a very, very close family friend, who I spoke with him about this hypothetical situation, and he said, of course, he would do this for free for me. So the exterior cost for all that ramp and stuff like that, $19,509.43. The kitchen, $1,677.90. Bathroom, $2,007.50. Bedroom, $309.90. Labor is free, like I mentioned. So a grand total to do all of these modifications is $23,504.73. I'm sure that when you were looking at the ramp, you were pretty concerned about the price. I spoke with the handyman, and he said, given the way that my yard is set up and the way my dooryard is, that the longest lasting thing and the best thing for me to do, the easiest and most time efficient way to do would to be set up one of those aluminum fences. I wouldn't have to worry about rot, and I wouldn't have to worry about other things like that. So that's it. If you have any issues with the videos or anything like that, hopefully you just shoot me an email. All right. Thank you, Verla. Enjoy your vacation.